using some vocabulary to how to give a hand. We could say in English too. I don't know, we checked this yesterday, but we can say in English, ayudar a alguien, you can say give a hand, dar una mano. So you can say give a hand to someone. So you can say, can I give you a hand? ¿Te puedo echar una mano? Can you give me a hand? Can you give me a hand? That's the other thing we can do. We can say. And now we're going to see these new models of obligation. But before, I would like to ask you, how do you feel today? Try to use a different word. Remember that we have these Facebook feelings, emotions you can post. So let's try to remember this. And please tell me, how do you feel today? Second. Okay, let's check. So how do you feel today? ¿Cómo se siente en el día de hoy? Maite, how do you feel today and why?
I am sleepy.
You are what?
Sleepy.
Sleepy. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sleepy too. Why are you sleepy today? Too much work?
Yes.
Yeah. Last night, I had some very loud neighbors. You know, this apartment where I live, it seems that some people arrived for vacation and they started to make a lot of noise. So we couldn't sleep until 2 a.m. Actually, I reported this to the guard. There's some rules about, but I couldn't sleep because of the noises neighbors were making at night in the pool area. Okay. Well, so I would say I feel sleepy today. Gabriel, how do you feel today? How are you today? How do you feel today? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel happy? Do you feel hyper? Do you feel asleep? Do you feel great? Do you feel fabulous? How do you feel today?
Peaceful.
Blissful. Awesome. That's good. Why are you blissful today?
Well, there's no reason. I
You're
feel peaceful. I feel peaceful, but I don't know why.
okay. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it's better to feel good not knowing why than feeling bad not knowing why. Good. How do you feel today, Oscar? Bored,
I
lucky?
I feel a little bit tired
Yeah.
and hungry, but excited because it's Friday.
Yes. You know,
Thanks, God.
some friends invited me to dance today. They will go to a party, they will dance, they will drink. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I don't feel attracted by those activities. I prefer to stay at home. I prefer to rest, drink some tea. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, yeah, I can go anywhere, but today,
You grow
Friday,
up.
I prefer to rest. I feel tired.
You grow up. You get married. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that happens.
That's true. Today, you know, I feel like I'm doing things at home, like fixing some things at home, and sometimes I just feel like I'm too old. I'm more organized. Before I didn't pay much attention, but now I organize more things. I feel I'm getting old. I'm being more responsible. Uh, even if you are a responsible adult, when you get married, like you have more responsibilities. Um, okay. And how do you feel today, Javier? How do you feel today?
Hello, teacher. Good night.
Good night. Good.
And today I feel very tired and sleepy.
Why do you feel tired?
With today is a hard day on the in the work,
Okay.
and only I think is in the end of the class is sleep.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm happy you're here, even though you're tired. You made sacrifice. Excellent. Thanks for sharing. Hilda, how do you feel today?
Hi everyone. I feel very exhausted because I went to the downtown and there was a lot of traffic and a huge crowd.
Oh, I see. Well, but we are happy you're here. Thanks for being here in class. How are you today, Manny?
Your teacher?
Yes, how are you? How do you feel?
Um, in in the morning I feel sad,
Uh-huh.
and then and I'm happy, and now I'm relaxed.
Okay, very good. We can use a word that is emotional or moody. Emotional, it's like sad too. Moody también is moody como more variable, but it's more like sad. So with changes. So you change. But why do you why if you want to tell us why do you feel no, why did you feel sad this morning? Did anything happen or just
I don't know. I do for the night, the sleep,
yeah?
um, and the work. It's so hard. Um, I feel that.
Oh, oh, I see. Well, sometimes the routine can be very we have drained, es como que te sientes drenado, ¿no? Draining it will be like que es muy absorbente, que te deja sin energía, even emotionally. You can say a draining job, a draining routine. Well, it's good. Don't worry. Now is weekend. Try to relax. Try to enjoy it. Do something that you like. Not everything is work, right? You're hardworking. You're hardworking. Son trabajadores. Son estudiosos. But try to do also other things. Try to relax. Try to enjoy just the day. Not everything is about responsibilities. You also need time for yourself. Okay. Well,
Teacher.
so Money, do you want to say something?
No.
No? So enjoy yourself, as is an expression, enjoy yourself. It means como disfrútense a sí mismos. Give time to yourself. Like do things that you like. Okay. Well, so we're going to learn today, specifically, we have been talking about obligations. We're seeing that responsibilities and obligations sometimes can be overwhelming, right? A veces puede ser esta palabra overwhelming, no sé si la vimos. Cuando te sientes muy saturado, puedes decir así, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed es como saturado, abrumado. It can be because of load of work, puede ser por carga de trabajo, load of work. Puede ser por, I don't know, emotionally, you can feel overwhelmed. Y overwhelming es una situación que te rebasa también fuerzas en anything. So you can call the situation is overwhelming and you feel overwhelmed. But we have these models and we use, when we talk about the responsibilities and the obligations, so we can use these different modal verbs that we're going to learn now. Okay, so these are called the modals of obligation. Let's remember a little bit what's the meaning of modals. Well, the modals are words that don't have a specific meaning. If, for example, you think about will, pues will no significa nada en sí mismo. Necesitamos añadir otro verbo para que cobre significado, right? Will go. But the modal verbs are called like this because they are modes, son verbos de modo. O sea que tienen como una, let's call it, they have a function, tienen una función en específico. What can be that? Well, the mode can be, por ejemplo, el modo puede ser, they can be a permission mode. Ok, por ejemplo, el modal verb may. May lo utilizamos para pedir permiso. For example, may I go to the bathroom? May I have a seat? ¿Me puedo sentar? Ok. Entonces, modal, este es un modal verb porque viene, tiene un modo, es decir, tiene una función, que en este caso es de permiso, para pedir permiso. If we think about should that we're going to see right now, ¿cuál es el modo? Pues este es modo permiso, ¿no? This is permission mode. Entonces también es un verbo modal porque tiene un modo, tiene una función que es para pedir permiso. Pero no permiso, para recomendación. Recommendation. Okay. So you give recommendations, you give an advice, you can use should. So let's see these three modal verbs. We are going to ask any of you to read it. Oscar, could you please help us to read the information of this chart? The grid chart. We read information, please, and then we read the next part.
Okay. Should, ought to, and have similar meanings. Use them to say what is good or right things to do. You should and shouldn't for a personal opinion. I read
Okay.
the example.
Yes, let's read the example and the other exercise below too, please.
You should try to work out more.
Mhm.
He should. No,
He should.
he
Or
shouldn't get
negative.
so stressed out.
Very well. He shouldn't.
He shouldn't get so stressed now. Out.
Okay. Very well.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get so stressed now. Aquí se les llama de obligación, ¿no? En modals of obligation. Yo más bien lo cambiaría por recommendation. Okay. Yeah, I would change this for modals of recommendation. Why? Because should we use it for recommendation? They can be used, pueden tener un pequeño matiz que signifique obligación, pero yo diría más que nada son de recomendación. ¿Cuáles son los modales, verbos modales de obligación? Well, I would say that is, for example, must. Must significa debes. So, for example, you must respect the rules. Bueno, entonces esto es diferente de decir you should. You should es deberías. O sea, es lo correcto. You must es debes. Esta es una obligación. So that's why I would change obligation to make it clearer. And I will call it recommendation. Then you see, so the example, it says, right, for a personal opinion. So when do we use should? It's going to be like in degrees. Ambos significan, todas estas expresiones quieren decir deberías. Okay, but this goes like in a degree from low to higher. So should es como la forma más neutral o suave que tenemos para dar una recomendación. You can use should. We're going to see some other ways you can give a recommendation in a more polite way. Y conforme vamos avanzando, va siendo para dar una recomendación más fuerte. So the next one is off to. Pay attention to the pronunciation. We pronounce like off to. Off to. Okay. So what is the meaning of off to? Hilda, could you please help us read this?
Use out to an out, not to when you're talking about duty or the law.
Okay, ahorita vamos a ver cómo contestar esto. Okay, then we have the structure off to. Off to, que debe de ser así como lo ven, es off, and you need to use the infinitive to. For example, I have to abide by the requirements. Okay. ¿Qué quiere decir la palabra have to? Entonces es deberías. But this is, as I told you, is a stronger recommendation. Should, también puedo utilizarlo. Pero aquí quiero meter más, una mayor seriedad a mi recomendación. So I use have to. What is the meaning of abide by? Abide by quiere decir como adherirse, atenerse, respect, like respect the requirements. Entonces, abide by es adherirse a los requerimientos. So, I don't know, for example, imagine that, okay, we have a company and we build houses, okay? So we, construction, right? So we need to abide by the requirements. We need to, we have to abide by the requirements. So have to, here's the key to understand. Notice that the previous should is for personal opinion. Aquí vamos a, para más fácil pensar que should y have to significan ambos deberías. Should and have to son deberías. But should is for a personal opinion. It's a low recommendation. It's not very strong. Es una recomendación, pero no es tan fuerte. Then you have this have to is when you're talking about duty or the law. What is the meaning of duty? ¿Sabrá qué es duty? Hay un videojuego. I've never played, but that's called Call of Duty. No, un videojuego que se llama así, Call of Duty.
Es deber, ¿no?
Deber. Es el
El
llamado
llamado
del
del deber.
deber. Exactly. So duty es el deber. Let's understand what is duty. We can go to the Cambridge Dictionary.
Teacher,
Yes?
sí, duty sería deber, entonces Call of Duty sería la llamada del deber.
El llamado del deber. Exacto. So I think we understand in Spanish qué quiere decir el llamado del deber, right? But I would like you to fully understand what duty is. So what is duty? ¿Qué se refiere duty? It is something that you have to do because it's part of your job or something that you feel is the right thing to do. Algo que tienes que hacer porque es parte de tu trabajo o que sientes que debes de hacer porque es lo correcto. O sea, estamos hablando de una cuestión como moral, ética. So, when we say duty, the duty es un deber moral, vamos a llamarlo así, un deber moral. Un deber también puede ser que te otorgue tu trabajo. And also about the law, porque es lo que indica la ley. Entonces aquí vamos a una recomendación más fuerte. So notice the example we have below. I have to call the police about the car accident. Ok, entonces, ¿por qué debería de decirle a la policía acerca del accidente? ¿Solo es una recomendación así a la ligera? ¿O hay algo más? What do you think in this case we use
Por-
up to?
Porque la ley te obliga, es algo que se tiene que hacer.
Very good. Exactly, you need to do it. Also, we could think that is the right thing. Si hay un accidente, ves que hay gente en peligro, well, you don't want to let them die. So you will call the police. So it's duty or the law in game in this case. Okay. You have not to enter the bar of the airport. No deberías. Esta es una recomendación, pero es una recomendación fuerte basada en algo que pues indica la ley. No deberías entrar a esa parte del aeropuerto. Why? Because it's lawless, it's illegal. Es ilegal. So we use have to when you give a recommendation, but it's more based on like you really think the person should do it, como que realmente la persona debería hacerlo. Finalmente, si es definitivamente una obligación, preferimos utilizar must, que es debes. But have to is like one level less. Es como un paso antes está have to y después estaría must. Now we have the next one that is had better. Please, Javier, can you help me read this one? They had better information. Let's read it.
Okay, teacher. Use had better and had better not to give a very strong advice. You had better start studying for your test now. You you had better be you had better not be late for the test.
Okay. So now have better is a way stronger advice. Now this is not if you want. Ahora esto es más como más te vale. Okay. Well, had better then. Had better is más te vale. So we could say negative. You had better not. You had better not be late. Así sería en negativo. Additionally, you can add an expression that our moms use, which is or else. Or else. Or else significa o es como una amenaza, como para decir, o ya verás. I don't know. You better clean your room or else. Más te vale que limpies tu cuarto o ya verás. Como tira. Or else. Okay. Now this is a stronger recommendation, right? If it sounds threatening, suena amenazante. Entonces, de nuevo, va aquí en grados. We have should first. Should. Digamos que, recuerden, el modo es recomendación. También puede llegar a tener un contexto de obligación, pero más que nada son recomendaciones. Should is the softer one. This should is more like a personal opinion. And actually should is more flexible. You can use it in many situations, but should is more general. If you think that it's something about the law, if you think that is something legal or something that is ethical, you use have to. Un grado más de should iría have to, cuando queremos dar una recomendación más fuerte. Finally, you can use had better when you want to sound threatening and give like the last notice, que es dar la última advertencia, the last warning, and so the person won't do it. So here we can translate. You had better, más te vale, empezar a estudiar para tu examen ahora. Okay. These things, they have also some some things you need to take care with the pronunciation. Should, noten que no voy a pronunciar la L ni la O. ¿Ok? Entonces no digo should, digo should. Should. Okay. The negative, how does it sound? Shouldn't. Shouldn't. All right. Ahora, have to también tiene otra forma de pronunciarse y puede con una contracción sonar así. Y escribirse también de manera informal, pueden decir oughta. Oughta. I oughta call the police about the car accident. Y cuando está negativo no se puede hacer la contracción, pero sí en afirmativo. I oughta, yo debería, you oughta, he oughta, she oughta, they oughta, we oughta. Okay, so we can contract it like this. Then have better, lo van a ver contraído como you'd better. Aquí es un poco confuso porque si dices you had better, realmente no tiene nada que ver el better ni el had, o sea, had aquí no es el pasado. Es decir, literalmente podríamos pensar que esto es traducido, dice, tú tuviste mejor o tú tenías mejor, pero esto no es pasado, o sea, had better es una expresión que debe de leerse junto, porque realmente no significa better, better significa mejor, pero aquí en esta expresión pues cambia el significado, no significa nada relacionado a mejor. Okay, so you had better. So all this expression means más te vale, es like the translation we could say in Spanish. Y entonces puede contraerse como you'd better. If this is informal English, this is a valid thing. Puedes poner esta contracción de forma válida. Y también existe el you better only. Solamente existe también la forma con you better. But you better, esto es informal. Pero la mayoría de las personas simplemente dice you better sin el have. So when you speak, you could also say it. You could say you better start, you better not, etc. You can use you better. Okay. So I would like to know, do you have any questions about these models of recommendation?
No.
No, teacher.
No? Okay. ¿Cómo lo vamos a utilizar en forma de pregunta? Okay, well, so usually modal verbs just interchange. Normalmente los verbos modales también se comportan como los auxiliares para hacer la pregunta. So you could say, in the case of should, you simply put should at the beginning. Para pedir una recomendación a alguien. Should I stay or should I go? ¿Debería quedarme o debería irme? Okay, the next one. It's not actually used in negative mode. You know, at least I have never heard this. Of to is usually for the negative and affirmative and negative. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm reading that it's very rare to use of to in a interrogative form. Por alguna razón, of to casi no se utiliza en las preguntas. But if you want to do that, you can say, for example, ought I to clean this? Y de esa manera dirías, ¿debería limpiar esto? Ought I to clean this? But this is like very formal, actually. So, si lo llegaran a escribir de esta forma de pregunta, sería muy formal, o sea, sonaría muy extraño. Y aquí optaríamos quizá intercambiarlo por must, si vamos al lado de la ley, si quiero utilizarlo como un debes. Puedo, por ejemplo, utilizar must I clean this. Ok, en caso de tratarse de una obligación. And if not, you can interchange it with should. Pero have to es muy raro encontrarlo en forma de pregunta. In everyday, like spoken English, I think you will never find it. But you can replace it with should or with must, depending on how you want to establish how much it is like an obligation or how much it is like a recommendation. Okay. And had better, ese sí tendría esta forma como had you better, que también sería un poco extraño, pero sí. Had I better do this. Noten que esta forma de better no tiene to, tampoco should tiene to. Más me vale hacer esto, le digo que es un poco extraño, ¿no? Porque son cosas que generalmente tú dices a las personas, pero que no sueles preguntar, salvo que sea con should. And we're going to see ways we can ask for recommendations. Okay, this is how you can do it. Entonces ya tenemos la forma afirmativa, negativa e interrogativa. Do you have any other questions, guys? Maybe with the interrogative form it's strange. Supongo que extraño con la forma negativa, sí. Pero con should es más común que con had better y con ought to. Any questions?
Me, if I'm honest, no.
Okay, good.
No questions.
Very well. Ahora, ¿cómo podríamos dar recomendaciones y pedir recomendaciones? Well, so now this is how we can do it. So first, the first option that I show you is you can use should. Or you can ask simply, what should I do? ¿Qué debería hacer? What should I do? This is something you can ask to ask for a recommendation. If you were in my place, si tú estuvieras en mi lugar, what would you do? Right. If, I don't know. You can also ask, if you were me, se puede preguntar también. Si tú fueras yo, if you were me, what would you do? ¿Qué harías? If you were me, what would you do? Okay. What other things can we ask? Well, we could ask, for example, something like, can I have your recommendation on this matter? ¿Puedo tener tu recomendación en este asunto? Can I have your recommendation on this matter? What other words? Aparte de recommendation, también existe la palabra suggestion. Suggestion, que es sugerencia, y también advice. Advice. Ajá. Con C. So you can use this recommendation, you can use suggestion, you can use advice, y esos quieren decir recomendación, son sinónimos. You could also say, can I have some advice? ¿Me puedes dar una recomendación? Can I have some advice? Eso es más común que decir, can you give me some advice? También puedes decir, can you give me some advice? Or you can say, can I have some advice? Can you give me some advice? Aquí algo importante es que recommendation y suggestion sí son plurales. Puedes decir suggestions, puedes decir recommendations. pero advice siempre es singular, ¿ok? It's always singular. Nunca vas a decir advices. Advices no existe en inglés. You can say suggestions, recommendations, pero advice siempre queda en singular. Por eso, incluso si quieres decir, me gustan tus consejos, como en general, tú puedes decir, I like your advice. You always have good advice for me. Siempre tienes buenos consejos. You always have good advice. Or you always have good suggestions. You always have good recommendations. Entonces recuerden, advice siempre queda en singular. We also have the word advise con S. Y este es un verbo. ¿Ok? Es el verbo sugerir o dar una advertencia. Puedes preguntar, por ejemplo, can you advise me on this? ¿Me puedes recomendar en esto? Or you can simply say, can you advise me? ¿Me puedes aconsejar? Can you advise me what to do? ¿Qué hacer? Yeah. So this is some vocabulary that you can use when you ask for recommendations. Do you have any questions before we move on? ¿Tienen alguna duda sobre este vocabulario?
So advice is with S or with C?
Advice is with C when it's a noun, when it
Noun,
means
and when is,
consecutive.
all right, cuando es verbo, advice con S.
Advise. Ajá, con S.
Advises.
Aunque es con S, se pronuncia con Z. Les pronunciamos advise.
Advises, all
Y
right.
cuando es sustantivo se pronuncia como con S. Advice. Yes, that's difference. Porque existe advice con S, existe advice con C.
Okay.
Okay. So notice these expressions when you want to ask for recommendations. Ask for, pedir. Ask for recommendations. There you go. Now, how can we give recommendations? Okay, so we have also many expressions that you can use. Bueno, puedes decir you should, todos estos que hemos visto, ¿no? You should, you have to, you better. Now, you can add also definitely, que es definitivamente, deberías definitivamente hacer esto. What else could we say? I recommend, también puedes decir. I advise you, te recomiendo. I suggest you, así podemos decir. I recommend you, I advise you, I suggest you. Son tres formas de decir te aconsejo. I recommend you, I advise you, I suggest you. If I were you, if I were in your place. Para decir, si yo fuera tú, si tú estuvieras en si yo estuviera en tu lugar, if I were in your place, if you ask me, or if you ask my advice, si preguntas por mi consejo, if you ask my advice, I would say, yo diría, you can also say, it's worth considering, vale la pena considerar. You could also say, why don't you, es una pregunta negativa, ¿por qué no? I don't know, why don't you do this? ¿Por qué no haces esto? Why don't you, or why don't you try this? You could also simply say try and the verb in ing y un verbo en ing. Por ejemplo, try doing exercise. Intenta hacer ejercicio. That's how you can give recommendations in English. Okay. So, let's answer the exercises that we have here, and then we are going to give recommendations. Okay, can I ask, please, Moni, can you read number 1?
Yeah. If you're sick, you had better not see you a doctor.
Okay, which option do you choose?
You had better.
Okay, very well. Honestly, I wouldn't choose this option. Yo no habría puesto estas opciones porque se dice, if you are sick, si estás enfermo, más te vale ir al doctor. Es una recomendación muy fuerte como para una situación así. Unless the person is seriously sick, al menos que la persona esté gravemente enferma. Entonces, si dices, más te vale ir al doctor, si no te va a pasar algo, ¿no? So, if you're sick, you better see a doctor. Noten cómo elimino have de la pronunciación, entonces no necesito decir have. Pueden decir solamente you better. Aunque recuerden siempre escribir have, que es lo formalmente correcto. Okay, so you can say you better, más te vale ver al doctor. I wouldn't use it. Had better siempre tiene el matiz de sonar amenazante. Entonces, yo no utilizaría had better en una situación así. But I would use maybe should. You should see a doctor. Unless the situation is serious, a menos que la situación sea seria. Es decir, pues had better. You must see a doctor. Okay. Maite, please, number 2, could you read it and choose an option?
My brother doesn't know what the shouldn't do about college. Sería shouldn't in negative.
Why negative?
Porque lo que entiendo es que dice, mi hermano no sabe qué hacer cuando él esté.
Mi hermano no sabe lo que él sobre el colegio.
Entonces,
Should. Exactly. Okay. Very well. Mi hermano no sabe lo que debería hacer sobre la universidad. Remember, college is university in American English. Okay, please, Javier, help us with number 3.
Okay. You ought not to park your car here. It's illegal.
Very well. So you off to or you off not?
Ought not.
Off not. Very well. Entonces lo estoy diciendo deberías, pero es más bien un debes porque es algo ilegal, right? Okay. Porque sí puede decir off not to, que también se me pasó pasé ponerles esta forma. También tú puedes utilizar you would want. You would want, eso significa tú querrías. Pero se puede utilizar muy bien al dar una recomendación. Hay veces en las que queremos dar recomendaciones, pero no queremos sonar tan como imponer nuestro punto de vista. O a veces incluso para dar una instrucción de manera amable puedes utilizar you would want. It's very common. And you could say, for example, I don't know. It can be used in any kind of situations. Imagine, for example, okay, what example? Okay. I have a surprise for you. You would want to check the box. You would want to check the box. Entonces, al utilizar el would want, estoy dando como una instrucción. Estoy como diciéndote, deberías o tú querrías ver la caja. Aunque es como pedirle a una persona que haga algo. Entonces, sí diría así. You would want to check the box. Okay, very well. Let's check number 4, please. Gabriel, can you help us? Or Ella, can you please help us with number 4?
We should go see a movie when we have so much work to do. We shouldn't go see a movie when we have so much work to do.
Excellent. We shouldn't. No deberíamos. We have so much work to do. Okay, very well. Please, Maite, help us with number 5.
She ought to be more careful when she's cooking. She always burns herself.
Very well. She ought to be. Very well. Y si lo queremos decir con la contracción, ¿cómo sonaría eso?
She ought to be more careful.
Very well. She oughta be more careful. Excellent. Number 6, please help us. Gabriel, can you hear us? Can you please help us with number 6?
Sorry, but I have to go to the bathroom. But now, well, goodbye.
Is number 6. Can you read it?
He said that he go to the bedroom.
I thought he said that he just arrived, que no sé, entendí que acaba de
No,
llegar del baño.
and then say goodbye.
Okay. Please help me, Moni, with number 6.
I had better not brother my father right now. He's really busy.
Very well. So, I better, más me vale. Aquí sí puedes decir más me vale, no sé, porque puede ser que el padre se moleste si lo interrumpes. Okay. Very well. So, now we're going to try to give some recommendations to other, let's try to use this vocabulary that we just learned. So, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. Okay, so let's look at these pictures. Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask you what should these people do and try to use the vocabulary that I wrote for you in the chat. Okay, so I would like to ask Elda. What try to okay, this person is here like having some he's like having a good time, but what do you think he should do?
He tried to fishing, maybe.
He should try fishing. Okay. If you were him, how would you feel in this situation?
I think I don't feel like him. He looks very peaceful and happy, and I think he joined the situation.
Very well. Excellent. All right. Let's check. We have another picture. Money. What should this kid do? Look at this mess. What should he do? Oscar, what should this kid do?
He should, yeah, organize their Legos or take them to a bag.
Very well. Okay. So it doesn't look good. Just reminds me of my mom. She would be so mad. Okay, I think we have some other ones. And I would like to ask Gabriel. Okay, we have another picture of another kid. So what should this kid do? Or Ella, what do you think should this kid do in this situation?
He makes your own pool.
Okay. Do you think he's in danger?
Yes, I think he's in very danger because the water is very heavy.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, hopefully nothing will happen to him. Okay, very well. So guys, well, we finish this week of class. We continue the next one. So take care and have a good night.
You're a good one.
Good
See you soon.
night. Take care.